Welcome back to Taco's Truck, Password Taco Fantasy Football League's podcast, presented by your hosts, David Molly and Joey Drip Stevenson. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Taco's
I like that
Truck.
Intro.
Yeah,
I like that intro. That's hot.
I enjoyed making that one. So, week 12, Thanksgiving edition starts tomorrow. We got 3 games tomorrow, right?
That's right. That's right.
So we're going to run into a very special edition of Turkey Talk.
Yeah, baby. Gobble, gobble.
It's time for Taco Talk. All right. That was very cleverly named by Joe. Right in front of your face, but I didn't even think of it, so that's pretty good. So for Taco Talk, or whoa,
there it is.
Yeah,
hey.
Turkey Talk.
We need to edit.
For Turkey Talk this week, we're gonna do a little bit of fun one. We're gonna describe what fantasy players remind you of each Thanksgiving dinner item and why. So. Okay. The first one we're going with is obviously the main meal, Thanksgiving turkey. It would be your main player, drafted high and stayed high on your team.
Ooh, all right. You want me to start, Dave?
I can start because I am quite hyped about this guy.
Yeah, this is your whole skit here anyway. I love this.
I've been hyped about this guy. Yes. Little side note, I didn't bring this up at any point because Joe is basically going to lose this gentleman's bet. We had a gentleman's bet. What do you say, Joe? Around week 5 about the running backs?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Joe and I had a gentleman's bet. He picked Derrick Henry to be number 1 running back in the league, and I said Austin Eckler will be the number 1 running back. Obviously, Derrick Henry's out, and Jonathan Taylor's on a tear. But
I was gonna win that bet. Win that bet. Yes.
Hey! I told you it was a shot in the dark. But I've been high on my boy. I think I drafted him. I think I have him in every league that I'm in this year.
Trying to get that jersey, huh?
Trying to get that jersey. But super high on my boy.
Tune in.
Yeah,
tune
right.
In.
Trying to get my boy on here.
Yeah.
So like I said, my Thanksgiving turkey is none other than my boy Austin Eckler.
Okay.
Out of all the players drafted in the first round of our league, Eckler has the most points on the season. He has 220.8. The closest ones would be Najee and Adams. They're close. They're both in the 190 area. But my boy Eckler, he keeps holding it down for me. So
JT
Eckler,
was
baby.
what? JT was second round, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
Matt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he kept Diggs for the first.
Yep.
That is right. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, 220 is good. That's a good number. My Thanksgiving turkey guy is Tyreek Hill. I would love to say it's Mahomes, but we can't even. We're not going anywhere near that. But then again, Hill does survive and die off of Mahomes. But either way, for me, it was a second round draft pick. He went behind 15 other positional players that went before him, but he has outscored all of them except for Cooper Kupp. Man, what did I write here? Look at my. Hang on, we got to edit this. My spelling's all fucked up.
Hey, you were on it. Yeah.
Well, I didn't scroll that back up there. Anyway, okay, so he went behind 15 other positional players, but he's only been outscored in this league by Kupp and Taylor as far as positional players go. Taylor's only 2 points ahead of him too, and he just got there. So he was second in all position players and points scored for being a second round draft pick. I'm pretty happy with that. But again, like I was saying, all the games that Mahomes keeps screwing up has screwed up Tyreek Hill as well. So he could easily be ahead of Cooper Kupp. He's just not there. He's like 20 or 30 behind, I think. So
right.
It is what it
And
is. But for a second round pick, and Mahomes struggling, I'm gonna take it.
oh yeah, 100%. Like you said, Mahomes struggling here and there, especially in recent time. And
Yes.
to be only behind Cooper Cup, who is like on pace to like have the most wide receiver touchdowns, right?
Yep.
Is that
Yep.
right?
I
And
think
it
so.
took
Yep.
Taylor to get 50 whatever 3 points or whatever to just
Just
beat
to
him out
pass
by
Hill.
two.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a stud, man. He's
Yep.
definitely a
He's still
stud.
having a good year. Still having a good year.
Yeah. Moving on to the next dish, one of my personal favorites, mashed potatoes. We're describing it as the flavorful side piece that everyone wants on their plate. Um, my mashed potato side piece is Cordell Patterson. I wanted this man after he was popping off so bad, but it was not obtainable for me because I was undefeated at that time. He went undefeated or undrafted, and
Oh man.
he sits at RB10 on the year. When you think of mashed potatoes or potatoes in general, they're so versatile. They can be made into so many combinations to your liking.
Oh
And
yeah.
versatility is Cordell Patterson's name of the game for the most of the year because he was able to be a wide receiver or a running back. So yeah, I picked him up in some other leagues, but I wasn't able to take him in this league. Like I said, started out at that point. I think he was picked up in the third week, and I was undefeated. So
Yep.
I
Somewhere
definitely
around
didn't
there.
have a waiver wire chance. But I would love to have him on my team. He's a perfect RB2 to anyone's team.
Yeah, he could sit right next to that turkey,
Yeah.
and get them points, I just
Oh yeah.
where they, just nestle the mashed potatoes right up to the meat,
Yeah.
so it's a good spot for him. So I went with the just the complimentary dish, right? Like next to my number one. So not so much versatile, but I did have to say that when I read potatoes, I instantly just wanted to put Roethlisberger on here, the potato with legs, I mean, like, but definitely not going to be on my plate.
Right.
So if I had to pick the perfect compliment to my turkey, it's got to be Cooper Cup. This man was looked over by all of us. Of course, Tom was
Oh,
riding his
100.
dick for like 3 seasons or 2 seasons. Cooper's his boy, and that's fine. But he got drafted in the 5th round of our draft, which is honestly right probably where he was supposed to go. But damn, he's number 7 in the whole league in scoring. He trails
Nuts.
6 quarterbacks. Oh no, so now he only trails Taylor by 6 points. Sorry, and Taylor just went up with what, a 52
Yeah, he had
burger
like
or something like that.
53 something or
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
And
53.4.
he has yet to
Yeesh.
score in single digits the whole season. He's only been under 20 for 2 games, and that's because the
That's
amount of
so
touchdowns he's
fucking
putting up
nuts.
too. Yeah, I mean, he's got it's 4 or 5 multi-touchdown games this season. It's unreal. So mine's Cooper Cup. I'd love to have Cooper Cup snuggled up next to Tyreek Hill. It'd be a good start in a PPR league, I think. But of course, no running back, just like my team this year. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. The next dish, a little side dish of vegetables, your green beans and corn. I wrote it's a good, consistent, colorful filler to your plate that always provides.
Okay.
And my green beans and corn player is a very obvious pick of consistency, Hunter Renfro. I do like having T. Higgins as my backup pick because T. Higgins has also been very consistent. Both players were drafted late or not even drafted at all in Hunter Renfro. Hunter Renfro currently sits at wide receiver 26 and averaged 13.3 points a game. His worst games of the year, and he's played all season, has been a 6.6 and a 7.5. But after that, his next worst game is 11.6. So he's scored 11.6 or more in every week except for 2. So
Dang.
I mean, this guy's getting you double digits every week, and this was an undrafted player. So
yes, and he was playing third wideout, right, for a long time
for
with
a long
Ruggs
time
and
until
Edwards
the
there.
killers came.
Wow. Yes.
But
yes,
yeah. So the consistency of double digit points. Everyone wants double digit points. Obviously, you see a lot of people that lose their weeks. It's because of the single digit points. Hunter Renfro's my guy, man, for
I like it.
consistency.
I like it. The white hype. For my vegetable here, I like Travis Kelce. First of all, the consistency is nice. 3 games under 17 for the whole season. And you want to talk about a colorful vegetable or colorful character. I mean, dude, his personality, it's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's Kelce. So,
Yeah.
but even if Mahomes struggles this season, Kelce has managed to find other ways to contribute. I don't know if you guys watched the game just like last week against the Cowboys. The whole game was a stinker. Fucking Kelce got like a 5-yard touchdown run. They lined up weird. They put him at shotgun and wildcat, and he plowed up the middle. So Kelce always finds ways to score. He's averaging 17. It's like 16.7, but 17 points a week. As a tight end, that's a crazy filler, to fill your plate up. So I wish I had him on my team every year. But that's my corn and my green bean guy right there. I gotta rock with Kelce.
I like that pick. Also, ironically enough, at the end of mine, you said the white hype and then went straight into Kelce.
Hey, white hype, baby.
Oh man. Hey, there's not too many of them white boys you
That's
can
true.
hype up in the NFL.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Putting up points like that. Yeah, that's the truth.
The next piece is the cranberry sauce. Someone who at the beginning of the season was possibly a nothing, but turned out to be that sweet and tart player coming in clutch for you. And Joe has already hit on this guy, but my cranberry sauce player is coming from the middle rounds, round 4 to 6 drafted player, including keepers in our league, and that's Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp ranks at number 1 in wide receivers by over 20 points and was drafted in the middle rounds.
Yeah,
that's
nuts.
Absolutely insane. That is a hit.
Yeah, I feel like you could put Cooper Kupp on any one of these dishes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the guy can be any one of these dishes.
Well, is there a bust one? I don't remember.
Well, we put the pie is coming up, but yeah, he can't be a pie.
Yeah.
There's no pie for Cooper Kupp. For my cranberry sauce, again, a guy that was overlooked, maybe not wanted as much, but he is spicy,
I did not
baby.
See this.
So this guy was drafted in the 9th round. He was projected to be a split time backup running back in this system. He started off the season slow, but now he is running back 8 in the league.
Crazy.
He is the often disappointing, the often injured James Conner. And this guy still to this season has not rushed for 100 yards in one game. That is no fault to his own, though. It's the touch scheme. So he's only had 20 rushes twice. It's always around 16 to 10 in that range. So he usually gets his 60 yards, but dude, he has 12 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
He is cracking out some points. I mean, for a guy that everybody didn't want. And the only reason I think why he got drafted was because how running backs go in this league.
Right.
The 9th round, and he is running back 8.
Right.
He started off rough, and he is sweet, baby.
That is crazy. I think one game he had 6 yards for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If I remember.
Yeah,
right.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think he had 3 goal line touches. Or no. It was I think it was 6 touches for 2 touchdowns. He had
5.
a long of 5 yards, but he ended up with 5 yards.
He had 5 carries for 22 yards, but 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Yes.
I must be thinking of someone else.
Yes.
But that's still crazy.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The production from this guy, he's had a 10 carry game, a 10 carry game, a 5 carry game, a 10 carry game, 11 carry game. I mean, he's not even getting the touches, but it is touchdown city for this boy.
He's getting the right touches. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is the truth.
I'll let you start first on this one, Joe.
Right.
We're going to do the dinner roll. It's a player that has been on a roll for a period of time.
Okay. Some butter. For mine, I'm going to go with the guy that just got back to work 3 weeks ago. He was gone for a while, but C-Mac is currently RB22. And I know what you're thinking. 22 is not very great. But the reason why he's 22 is because obviously he missed all those games. If you go off of his average per week, he is at 20.7, which is 4th overall in all of RBs in this league. His first game back, it was like 14.7, is around 15 points. But he has followed that up with 2 games at 25-ish. One was 24, one was 26. So he's averaging 25 a game for his last 2. He seems to be back to full speed, and I would expect a 40-point game coming in his future. I just hope it's not this week because it's, I'm Brandon, I'm playing Brandon. But
right.
C-Mac is definitely on that roll, baby. And he's going to be on there probably the rest of the season with Cam there. So
man, if he has a fucking 40-point game this week, though.
Podcast is over.
Right. I went a little different route on my dinner roll player here. The obvious choice for me is Jonathan Taylor. I'll hit on him. He's been an RB10 in every week since week 3. More recently, he's been an RB5 or better in the last 3 weeks. If you look at his numbers and his ranking per week, it truly has been amazing. Especially since I dubbed him the bust of the season.
Yes,
I was just
did.
going off
Yes,
last year, and it was just continuing again at the beginning
was talking
of the year.
some mad shit.
Yeah,
if you guys want to
dude,
rewind and go back to like podcast week 4, Dave was like, I'm just going on record. This guy is the biggest bust in the league.
Dude. Hey, he's my boy, and he was disappointing, man.
Yeah.
But
he's
another
running.
RB, right? Another RB I'd like to highlight is my boy, Joe Mixon. Everyone was dogging on me for being hyped on Mixon, and now that I'm bringing this up, he's probably gonna break his leg. But Mixon has been a top 4 RB in the last 3 starts, and ultimately, my pick for the dinner roll will be the Patriots defense.
Oh yeah.
Since week 7, New England has been a defense number 8 or better, and in those 5 weeks, 2 of them have been a number 1 and 2 of them have been a number 4 finish. That is fucking nuts, man.
Oh my, listen, JR doesn't want anything else on his plate but a bunch of New England Patriot defense rolls. That's it.
Yeah.
Just stack me up with rolls, baby. This is Texas Roadhouse. He's eating right now. That is crazy.
Yeah. And then we'll hit the pie player. And this is a player that is probably not good for you, but you just have to have him, your boomer bust player. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I'll take this one. So my slice of pie it's AJ Brown. Everybody knows the player that AJ Brown is supposed to be. We talked about this a couple weeks back in the podcast.
Right.
His numbers last year, and he's in the same system, and it should be even better now with no run game. And he just continues to fall short of expectation. And believe me, it's not because he's not getting targets. He is getting targets left and right, not in every game. He's at a couple like 4, 3. He had a 27-point game and a 31-point game this season, back to back, mind you. So it was like, hey, it's go time. AJ Brown's starting to come around. Well, he's also scored single digits 6 different weeks.
Wow.
3 of those weeks, though, he had targets of 9, 9, and 11 and still put up single digit points. But, I feel like I got to keep him in my lineup because his home run potential. The only problem is he's pretty much been a pinch hitter all season. This dude hasn't hit a home run yet. So he's my slice of pie. I want him to be great. I want him to be tasty. And he's not. He just keeps making me get fatter with L's.
Nice. My pie player was a tough one for me to pick. But ultimately I landed on Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith was poised to be much better than how he has been. Part of that is Jalen Hurts' fault, not throwing the ball like a crazy amount, getting a lot of yardage. But Devonta has been decent the last 3 weeks, but even then he still had a 10.1 within those weeks. 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. So he's got a high floor. But he has a low floor. This season he has a 2.5 point for
at least it ain't 0. Yeah,
that's true. But his high is a 22.6. That's a huge fluctuation. He has 4 weeks that are single digits, and 2 of them were barely in the double digits. He had a 10.1 and 11.1. you always feel like he has a high upside because of his talent. And to me, he's a true boomer bust player. But you feel like you have to start him almost all the time.
Yes, yes.
So
Well, his deep threat potential is insane, you
sure.
know. And I will touch on Devontae is I think he's going to be a really great receiver.
Oh, I do too.
Just it won't be in Philadelphia.
Sure.
That system doesn't, you know, he's a product of that system. He would be so much better somewhere else where they threw the football, you know. It just happened to be he's in, you know, he's in Philly. So you are going to get the boomer bust because sometimes they're going to throw, sometimes he's going to take it and run. But Devontae Smith, if he was, you know, he was rocking you know, with Tampa Bay or somebody, I mean, he'd be amazing. He's got the
Right.
talent to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I agree. So to finish off this last section, a question for you, Joseph. What is
I'm
your
reading this.
personal favorite Thanksgiving food?
Okay. So I'm not just a basic bitch. I'm not on the turkey train. I mean, I love turkey, but a little side note, I would prefer to put my turkey in the fridge and have cold turkey sandwiches the next day. That's what gets me off. But so my favorite thing about Thanksgiving, at least in my family, is we do a turkey, but we also do a honey glazed ham.
Yes.
Oh baby,
Let's
it is
go.
fire.
Oh yeah.
I do the meat over pies over everything. Like, I mean, like I'm on the so a little, again, not to get off topic, but we're having Thanksgiving tomorrow. I got to work. It's out of my brother's house. I wasn't going because they're eating at 1. I wasn't going to go out there after work. I mean, by the time I get to be 7:00, and my wife told me that my mother-in-law is making a honey glazed ham. I said, I'm gonna be there. I'm coming. Yep, I'm going. I'm coming home, changing
You
clothes.
said the right words, baby.
Yep, I will be there.
Yes.
What's yours?
Oh man, so I'm on that train too. I'm a dark meat turkey type of guy, but I believe the honey ham is the most underrated Thanksgiving meal.
Yes.
I am actually a basic bitch in the fact that I would finish up my plate with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little bit of corn.
Yep.
And that's about it.
That's me too. And a roll. I gotta have a roll. I gotta have a good roll.
Yeah. But I agree there. But I don't do like the green bean casserole and all that weird shit.
No cranberry this, none of that shit.
No. But
what about your pie? What kind of pie do you like?
Oh, you know me, Joe. I don't do fruit pies. It's French silk only for me.
Yes, me too, bro. I don't do pumpkin. I don't do apple. I don't
any
do
of
none
that shit. I'm a little bitch. I don't eat any fruit pies or anything like that. So chocolate pies only. That's why I'm fat. So
French silk and chocolate cream. That's it, baby.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right.
That was fun.
Hell yeah. Let's move into a weekly rewind. Weekly rewind. All right, moving into our first game of the week, we had David winning 150.2 over Matt's 141.1. Joe picked David and I picked myself as well, so we both hit. Matt had a huge game from Taylor, 53.4. They must have changed the stat correction or something because it's 53.2 now, I believe. But anyway, when I wrote this, it was 0.4. And had a decent game from Diggs again, 18.3. Had to have overcome roughly a 28-point deficit on Monday night with Godwin. And like I said in that video, he almost got there. I was scared shitless. He had Godwin score on the first drive, and I was super fucking nervous. Fortunately, he only scored 19.2, which allowed me to win. On my side, like I said before, hyping up my boy, Eckler is the fucking man, 41.5. Had good games from Hertz, 29.9, and one-time use out of Troutman, 16.8. Picked him up for 1 week, and he fucking sprains his MCL, so he's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Hey, you got the best of them though.
I know, but picking up Mark's draft scraps. I was pretty upset with myself leaving McLaurin on the bench, as I changed my lineup about 10 minutes before the noon game, putting T. Higgins in, which so I left a lot of points out there. But I also had Ayuk on the bench with 21.5, but I was never going to play that guy. But a side note, that is super promising for me to see. Everyone knows I've been super hyped on Ayuk, and I hope that it continues. So,
Yeah,
yep.
this one, before I get into mine, this one was crazy, dude. You know, because Matt out here smacking with a 53 pointer from Taylor. You know,
Yeah.
them touchdowns every time you looked, it was just like a bad dream. There's another touchdown. There's another touchdown. 4, 5. I was going crazy, and then it goes into Sunday night, and you're trailing big. You know,
Yeah.
there's no light at the tunnel, and then Eckler pounds out a nasty game, which that game started off kind of slow too, and then that I went to bed. I woke up to a crazy score in that game. You know, I'm sad that I missed most of that, and then of course that rolls into the Monday night thing, you know, with Godwin, you know. So I had to keep my man's calm. My man's was nervous
Yeah.
over
I
there.
was
He
nervous.
was texting me, telling me the world was gonna stop.
I was
Yep.
nervous.
But he did all right. So I do agree with what you said here with all those players. But in my opinion, I will say that the 3 rushing touchdowns from Hurts was the advantage this week. Lately, the Eagles have been pounding that rock with their RBs when they were doing, like, you know, when Sanders was out, which, by the way, on the wheel later, I'll tell you, I didn't know Sanders was coming back at this week, and I picked Scott, which fuck me. But anyway, here nor there. So, but not that Eckler wasn't huge for Dave. But Hurts, so Hurts getting those TDs were vital. He only threw for 147. But he put up a 29.9, you know, and that's because the boy's a ball hog, but it is
Right.
what it is. You want him to be a ball hog. Matt had the craziest game out of Taylor again, and that was against the number 1
Yeah.
fantasy
Nuts.
rushing D.
That was the
Yeah.
craziest part.
I remember when we were talking about this matchup, the reason why I picked you was because I did not like Taylor against the Bills, you know?
Right.
Dude, he shredded those Bills. But his biggest downfall, it was Tannehill this week by a long shot, dude. Houston is like, they were 24th or 26th, if I remember right, because I was looking at my matchups as well against the pass, which is why I played AJ Brown. Fucking Tannehill throws 4 picks, no touchdowns. Just killer, you know, just absolute killer to go out there and throw up a 10-pointer against Houston, you know.
Yeah.
But close matchup, fellas. This was probably, this one and one other one later on were my favorite ones of the week. This one just had the
Gave me a
craziest thing
fucking
I've
heart
seen.
attack.
Craziest thing I've seen all season. You know, it was
God damn.
back and forth, and it wasn't just back and forth by like, oh, he's edging me. It was back and forth by, I'm down by 30. Nope, I'm
Yeah.
ahead by 20. You know, it was crazy.
Yeah, it
Good
was
matchup.
huge swings. I was that was a really good match, Matt. And man, your team has been fucking nuts this year. It's probably super disappointing that you lost with 141.1, but
Oh, horrible.
man, I fucking needed it. So sorry. Moving on to the next match, we got Drake winning 118.9 to Mark's 68.3. Joe and I both picked Mark. I have no idea fucking why. Mark gave Tom. Oh, okay. I was like,
Yes.
Mark gave Tom a run for his money for the lowest score of the year. Mark's team was completely decimated this week. Claypool posting his best score on the team with a 14.4. So, you know, that's your highest score. You're not doing good. And really, his bench was completely full of zeros and single digits. So it really wouldn't have mattered. Drake's team performed a little bit better this week, but still posted a below average score, 118.9. His team played relatively decent, but was brought down with my favorite stat, baby. Dan Arnold with 0 points, keeping the streak motherfucking alive, boy.
Yeah, for sure. Drake got a crucial win this week, and he needed it. Brady, Allen, and Gaskins led the way for Drake. Gaskins had a good game. I believe you said you were thinking he's gonna have a big one. I think he put up 18 or something like that. It was a good week for Gaskins for sure. For Mark, he was on the other side, the opposite side of myself, on the worst fantasy game of the season. The expectations were hyped with those past defenses with Kansas City and Dallas. And listen, I was super pissed at 7 points out of Mahomes, and Mark had Prescott go for 2.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, I mean, these guys
Oh
they
my
didn't even break 10
God.
together, so and plus his running back struggled as well. So
Yeah.
it was a bad week for myself. It was a bad week for Mark. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
that one's brutal.
Oh man. All right. Moving on to JR winning 135.8 to Brandon's 108.9. Joe picked Brandon. I picked JR. So I hit. JR's team absolutely poured it on Brandon this week and started out fast and furious with that Thursday night game. New England defense 26 points and Folk with 16. God damn. The rest of JR's team was below average, but he was carried by those Thursday night players, and then 2 players in the same game, the Devontae Adams and the Adam Thielen, 30.5 and 22.2 from Thielen. So that was really what carried him. Basically, those 4 players. So that was a good win for
sure.
for
I would like to point out that you hit because you did pick late. You did take the advantage, and that's okay. That's okay. Remember, you said,
yeah, I said,
yes,
yeah,
you did.
I said that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. He was still projected less points, though. I will say that.
He so even though Brandon lost this week, he is staying ahead of the Wood game right now. He's got a tiebreaker on me until we play this week.
Really?
So let's see what happens. Yeah.
I didn't look into that.
But Evans, Mooney, and C-Mac had really good games for Brandon. Mooney was really good.
I knew Mooney was gonna pop.
Yeah, but he couldn't overcome the 42-point start. When you get 42 out of the defense and kicker, it's good
rough.
luck, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
JR's wide receivers, though, they balled out. They did good, but Russ continues to struggle, dude.
Yeah.
Something's not, and I have a theory. I do have a theory there that I think maybe I get into it, maybe I don't, but I believe that DK Metcalf is downplaying on purpose so he can get moved when Russ gets moved this year, because Russ is getting moved. They're trading that boy.
Yeah,
they were going to trade him mid-season or beginning of the season was the big talk, and I think he's getting moved and they're going to regroup. And I think DK is trying to get shipped.
Yeah, hopefully he downplays enough where it's just Lockett. That's one.
Yeah, for sure. But then you got Geno throwing that ball to him. But they'll do something else.
No. That's next year. I'm talking about this year.
Hopefully, this year. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully they just like fuck it. DK ain't shit.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, JR looks like he's playoff bound, man. That was a big win for JR to get up there now into second place with Mark losing.
A fun little 3-way between those guys.
Yeah, and we were just 1 week away from where if I would have won last week and JR lost, I was ahead of JR in the tiebreaker. Like this is crazy. We've never been at this point in the season with so many teams, that were flirting with playoff spots.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
all with losing records.
JR and I were talking about that last set, and it's crazy. Like, there's literally it's like 80% of the league can make the playoffs right now.
Yeah, up until this week, everybody was literally viable to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
technically, I can still make the playoffs. Brandon can still make the playoffs.
Yeah,
you need scenarios. Yeah,
this is what I told him. I said, technically, that like almost everyone except for I think Matt can't make it because he would need everyone ahead of him to lose, and we play each other, so that won't happen.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So I don't think Matt can technically win, or not win, but get into the playoffs. But yeah, it's still it's crazy right now.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. A mad season.
This has been a very, very fun year. So
no, not fun, but
well, not
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are not having fun, but like the league atmosphere is fun as far as the standings and stuff. Yeah, I'm fucking scratching and clawing, just trying to not get the wood here.
For sure.
While also still potentially being in the playoffs.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
All right, moving into fourth match here. Clint winning 133.0 to Mersh's 127.9. Very close game. This one was very fun. Very close. Clint's RBs, they're barely able to score any points other than Swift. He had Miles Sanders in the flex there, so they are not helping him in Aaron Jones' absence, but he was still able to post a victory. His wide receivers and tight ends tight end had a good game this week, and Herbert put up really big points here, even in a loss, against Pittsburgh, 40 points. And Mersh, had Rodgers do the same thing as Herbert, post a good score in a loss against the Vikings. He had 41.1. Is that the top points for the week for a quarterback? I believe so.
Yeah, it could be. I didn't look that close.
Yeah, I think this was number 1 and number 2 for the week against each other. That's so it's kind of like Eckler and Taylor there.
Sure.
But Jefferson had a big game as well, 37.2, and the rest of his team was mostly single digits, and it wasn't enough to get him the win. So Clint was barely able to edge him out.
Nice. So nothing, and I mean nothing, warmed my heart more than seeing Clint come back and get this dub. I'm gonna break into a little bit of the story, because there's a story behind this. So this is karma. Yeah. This is karma at its finest, bro.
Really?
So I'm sitting around on Sunday night, and Marshall's feeling himself. He's feeling his fantasy team. He's feeling the Bears because they were still ahead of the Ravens at the time.
Okay.
Until they blew. Yeah, until they.
This must have been a personal message then.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. No, maybe the Bears had lost at that point because they were afternoon game. This was this was the Kansas City Dallas game, but the Bears blew it just like his fantasy team blew it anyway. But he was just talking all sorts of trash, bro. He's like trying to see if he could get me like in a bad mood. We're in this little group chat, and he's like firing stuff at me, like, yeah, just like Joe. He's pissed off right now about both of his teams losing because you suck in fantasy and your team sucks. And basically, he went on to say that a 3-loss Cowboys team sucks and that they're trash. So I said that means that by your theory, every 3-loss team in the league is trash. So that means the Cardinals are going to win the Super Bowl because they're the only 2-loss team left. So that made no sense. But just like everything else that Marshall says. But anyway, he was trying to talk some trash, see if he could get me in a bad mood because my Cowboys and my fantasy team were going to lose on the same day. Well, turns out I'm not the only one, you jackass. Your fantasy team lost too, and the Bears lost, and you both lost in the last second, to some scrubs. Not that Clint's a scrub, but either Clint's kind of a scrub. Clint's kind of a scrub.
Complete trash name, trash team, trash owner.
There it is. There it is. But Clint, hey, good thing for Clint here though. He's taken a 2-game lead on this division by riding Mr. Young Justin Herbert. He's had 2 big games.
Whoa! I don't know if you're allowed to be saying that.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of gross, but to each their own. I would ride that thing, Stallion. Ride it.
All right. Moving into our 5th match, we have Kilo winning 131.8 to Joe's 103.6. We both picked Joe and lost. Kilo, Stafford, and Cup replacements did enough to keep Kilo in the win column. Burrows had a meh game. I mean, 10.1, that's pretty meh for a quarterback, but Elijah Moore hits another big game, 29.6. So even with the negative defense, Kilo wins by a bunch. So Joe's team has ride or die mentality with the Chiefs, and Mahomes, number 1 quarterback in the league for fantasy. And he's posted his 4th week at 16 points or below in the last 5 weeks. So, Joe left Waddle on the bench, 20.6, but it still wouldn't have mattered. The rest of his team scored below average or middle of the road, and it's just not enough firepower to beat old Kilo there.
Yeah. So I didn't even want to talk about this one. Fuck Mahomes. This guy. Whatever. We know all about Mahomes right now. AJ Brown, he left the game twice.
Yeah.
Finally, he left at the end, at the beginning of the end of the 3rd quarter, beginning of 4th quarter. He's out for the game. I'm keeping tabs on the Chubb deal. Chubb is out here busting out 16-yard rush, 22-yard rush, 10-yard rush. Every one of them's called back, holding call. I was getting fucking pissed. And then for Kilo, listen, you run into Kilo and you get a chance with Stafford and Cup on bye weeks, and this is your chance, right? I mean, like Kilo's team they're not fucking superstars. I mean, you can beat them without Cup and Stafford, and he gets fucking Flacco. Joe fucking Flacco comes in and lights up more for it's a season high, 29.6. Like, what the fuck? And at halftime, I think he had like 6, It all came in the third and fourth quarter. And then Johnson for him scores his second highest total. Deontay Johnson scores the second highest total this season. And then Cook and Waller, you can eat shit too. I'm over it, man. Fuck Kilo. Fuck fantasy. Fuck Mahomes. It is what it is. But either way, it did suck to lose this week. I will say that. With all the expectations like we talked about with Mahomes,
you were feeling yourself.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a monster. And it turned out to be the biggest. It was literally the worst fantasy game of the season with the Chiefs Cowboys. It was horrible.
Right. Yeah,
ruined everybody's shit.
That one's rough.
Yep.
Yeah. Going into the last match, we have Sean winning 127.9 to Tom's 0. Just kidding. He had 58.6, but basically 0. Tom beats the league's previous weekly lowest score, held by Mr. Sean Varner, 67.7 in week 9 against Kilo, which is another reason why Kilo is undefeated. But I have nothing to say here. Tom didn't set his lineup. I mean, I know why he didn't, but 58.6 points. I mean, you could have. There's people's bench that have more points. Fucking Sean's bench is 39 points, and fucking 3 players didn't even play. So I mean, anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So tisk here, Tom. Myself and others, we're out here trying our fucking hardest to not get this wood. And we got a guy in this league that doesn't even wake up to set his fucking lineup. When you're in second place, you're fighting for a division championship, man. What the hell? Blows my mind. Not to mention that Tom's opponent, Sean, has now moved up into second place with that free win. What are you doing? What are you, Tom? What are you doing? But in hindsight, it wouldn't have mattered. The rest of the teams, Tom was no good. He was led by 13.4 from Kittle. That's enough said. I think he had Garoppolo on the bench. He would have got like 78 total if he would have played Jimmy G. So, Sean is winning with Kilo scraps. Connor and Williams had fucking 20s again. But as far as your video and your Commish coming on top, you must be talking about on top of each other, maybe on top of your bottom lips, because if either of you win this league, it would be the single best thing to ever happen to that non-spelling camel wearing Hicktown Commish. Give me a fucking break.
All right, Joe went 3-3 this week. Overall 37 and 23, and I went 4-2 this week. Overall 33 and 27. Trying to make that comeback.
Yeah, catching up.
Yeah. So all right, we'll move into Joseph's segment here. Busted or busted.
All right, fellas, we're going to do one busted in this week. And like I said, I've kind of touched on some of this stuff as we've been going, but Tom puking out his 58.6 this week is just gross. Even if you would have played Jimmy G, you would have got 78.2, which would have still gotten you on this busted list. Tom, right now, you have lost 3 of 4 in a row, or well, not in a row, but 3 of your 4 last matchups. And the one win that you did get, you were lucky as fuck, my guy, because you scored 104 and got that dub. So you better start writing that ship, my guy, because you are busted lately. Not good for you, Tom. You were sliding, which I will say, let's go back to when Sean was on the podcast. We were talking about, Sean's question was for Taco Talk. Hey, who do you guys see, moving in and moving out, right? And we all said Tom was dropping. Sean was in, Clint was in, and Dave was in. Tom, prove us wrong. On the bus, and this breaks my heart. I can't even suck this guy's dick. Okay. Kilo.
Okay.
You are official. God damn it. You were officially the first team in this league to get 11 wins in a season.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now, obviously, it's because everybody downplays against you for some dumbass reason. In your last 5 matches, 103.6 that I scored against you is the highest total you've had to face. So you're not that great. But no matter how much shit we will and currently are talking about you, you can stuff your fantasy record dick in our mouths and we're going to gladly take it and slurp up the dumb fucking luck right out of it. In hopes that we don't get the actual wood, because my friend, you be bossing. You bossing.
Hey, I want to touch on those two real quick.
His dick,
because
I do too.
They're well, yeah, if it's gonna help me out. They are the polar opposites. So you are correct where his last 5 matchups he hasn't had to face anything, but Busted, as in Tom, is the second lowest scoring team in the league.
Oh,
And
yikes.
Kilo is the highest scoring
Yes.
team in the league.
Yes.
So yes, he's not facing, any pressure, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I mean, the man is scoring.
He is putting up points.
I will say though, the weeks that he has scored barely any points, and by barely, I mean like around or below average,
Yes.
which whatever we figured it out is like 120, 121,
123.
Yeah,
Yep.
somewhere around there. Yeah, the team he plays like absolute shit. So it's crazy.
This is big facts. And
Yeah.
and we go through this every year, and I'm sure it's the jealousy, but Kilo does score a lot of points. He is going to get caught by Clint. He's only 4 points behind him. I'm only, well, if I wouldn't have lost him this week, I probably would have passed him. I was 12 going into the week. But if you look at Kilo's points against,
oh yeah,
I mean,
super low.
oh, it's dude,
It's
it's
the lowest.
11, it's 1182. I mean,
Yeah.
we got guys that 1400, 1400, 1360, dude, Kilo's like 300 point swing, man, 250 point swing, so you can say what you will, but he has gotten, and a lot of fantasy is luck, and he's gotten that fantasy luck this year. But either way, I won't dog on you no more, because 11-0, it is a new record, man. So congrats.
Yeah, it's impressive either way. All right, we'll move into buy and sell, or buy or sell. Buy or sell. Last week we had Mahomes or Prescott. Who's gonna have more fantasy points? Joe picked Mahomes. That was a hit. He tripled.
I'm the greatest.
Tripled Prescott's points. Now, mind you, it was 7.1 and 2.
Wow.
But he tripled it.
Wow.
Mahomes went 23 out of 37, 260 yards, 1 interception, 1 fumble, 7 carries for 11 yards. And Prescott with his almighty 2.0 points. He went 28 out of 43, 216 yards, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. Yeah, so Joe hit that by a lot. 5 points. And then next was Najee or Eckler, who is going to have a better game. And we picked the obvious winner, Najee. And Najee had a good game.
Yeah, I mean
16.9 points. He had 12 carries for 39 yards and 1 TD. He had 5 receptions for 20 yards. But yeah, Eckler almost tripled his points. 41.5, 11 carries for 50 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions for 65 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. So we both missed on that. And then Adams or Jefferson. This one was a fun one. Obviously, I was watching the game. It's my team, but I was keeping tabs. I told my, I guess, cousin by marriage or whatever, we were watching the game together. He's also a Packers fan. His dad's a Bears fan. And I told him about this. So we were kind of keeping tabs on it. It was really fun. But unfortunately, Joe picked Jefferson and hit. I did pick Adams. Adams had 30.5 points. Very, very good game. 7 catches for 115 yards and 2 TDs. but Jefferson had 37.2, 8 catches for 169 yards and 2 TDs, and he did have a 3-yard carry. So,
and the best part for that one was that you said you were watching too. I was as well. Adams passed Jefferson.
Oh yeah, they were going back and forth.
Yes, he passed him when what was that with 2 minutes to go when the Green Bay got the touchdown or whatever is
yeah,
over
and
the
then
top.
Jefferson caught that.
Then Jefferson,
pass.
then Jefferson comes right back and catches his. I mean, it was crazy. I thought for sure Adams was going to lock it up with that touchdown over the top and the blown coverage, but
yeah,
that was a super fun one.
Yeah, that was
watch.
Really fun. That left Joe this week 2-1, overall 13-17, and myself 0-3. Yikes! But I am still winning overall 14-16. I'm up by 1,
close.
So
getting
it
close.
is getting close. This week we have which quarterback once again will end up with more fantasy points? Tyrod Taylor versus the Jets, or Cam Newton at Miami?
I'll start here. So I've got to take Cam, bro. He, for one, listen, Cam's a ball hog. I keep saying that. Cam has always been a ball hog. But for two, he's actually playing better than he has played in probably the last 3 years. And this is crazy to me because it's not even the Cam Newton scheme, right? I mean, like, it's a whole new coach. It's a whole new, they're supposed to be this, offensive guru, right? The guy from Baylor. But they're still, they are catering to Cam's strengths. So listen, the Panthers, they have plays designed for Cam, and Houston doesn't have plays that are designed so much for Tyrod. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, hey, I've got this whole section for Tyrod Taylor to run these, sweeps and quarterback keeps and RPOs. He just does it when he has to. So I'm sticking with Cam here. Cam's hot, and I know that I know Tyrod can, he's had a good week last week with rushing for 2 touchdowns, but I'm sticking with Cam, bro.
All right. Hey, first of all, the man has told everyone it's not Tyrod. He wants to be called Tyrod. Okay.
Yeah, Tyrod.
You are a bootleg journalist / media. You need to get your shit right.
Sorry,
okay? Tyrod. All right.
Well, God damn it. These guys got names like Ball Joint, Tyrod. How am I supposed to keep up with this?
Right. I'm picking Newton as well, man.
Okay.
Cam is going against the Dolphins defense, which has allowed the most passing yards out of any team in the league this year. But I will say Tyrod's going against the Jets, and they are number 2. But the Dolphins have allowed 20 passing TDs. Yeah, that ties them for 4th. And really, it's not even that far from number 1. I think it was like 2 or 3 TDs away. So
yikes.
Yeah, it's a lot of touchdowns there. So that Newton's gonna be fucking flying around, and he'll still be slinging the ball. So
sure.
Moving on to his favorite best friend on the fucking field, Christian McCaffrey at Miami, 125 all-purpose yards.
Oh yeah, I'm buying this all day, every day, twice on Sunday. C-Mac's going to have at least 60 yards rushing and at least 65 yards receiving to make this up. I know Miami's defense has played well against some pretty big hitters in the last couple of weeks, bro. But sorry, I think you even touched on that somewhere. If I just stole what you wrote, but
no, go ahead.
I don't know. Okay, but this is easy claps for C-Mac. He's looking just like he hasn't missed a beat. So, and I think with Cam there, I think it's even better for him. With Sam Darnold, I think you really didn't know what you're going to get, and he'd want to sling it sometimes and want to not. Listen, Cam and C-Mac, we've seen that work, Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely, this is a buy all day for me.
Yeah, I agree. 125 all purpose is hard to get, but not when your name is Christian McCaffrey.
That's right.
He actually averages 125 all purpose yards exactly down to the yard. Mm-hmm. And Miami has been much better against the running back position in the last 4 weeks. Like Joe said, I was touching on that. They've only given up 15.7, 10.9, 8.9, and 15.6 to the running back position. But those teams were non-running back dependent teams.
Sure.
Buffalo, the running backs are trash. Houston, running backs are trash. Baltimore, the running back's a quarterback. New York Jets. Well, actually, I believe old boy got hurt. Did he get hurt in that game or did he not play? Because it was
Was it
like
Carter?
Yeah, Carter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
he didn't
remember,
play. That was
yeah,
Ty
he probably didn't
Johnson
play. Yeah.
and Tevin Coleman. And between them, they must have got only 15.6, points. So
Sure.
I honestly think that he will barely get there because I think that, there's going to be
Yeah.
other pieces that are going to join the fund, but I
Yep.
think that it is a lock. Barely there or not, he's still going to get the 125. Hopefully he gets the majority of the points because it'll probably be a low scoring affair that game. But I do expect the Panthers to score quite a bit. So
Yeah, I do too. And when I first wrote this, I thought like, maybe 50 yards rushing and 75 receiving, because and that's probably going to be more of the case, but regardless, he's going to make the 125, man.
Right. Next is Keenan Allen at Denver, 17 fantasy points. Keenan Allen has had 13 targets and 9 receptions last week. That's crazy. There's like no way he's gonna miss 17 points. But coming off the bye, Denver will be refreshed. Denver hasn't allowed huge points to the wide receiver core in the last 4 weeks, except for when they played the Cowboys. But not to stroke Joe, but that's a hard offense to.
And that was garbage time too. That was garbage time.
Yeah, it's hard offense to defend when they're healthy. So for those reasons, I'm saying he barely misses out. It's a sell for me.
Okay. Yeah. See, this one's close for me. And obviously I saw, what you picked, and I don't want to be exactly the same. So I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna take the buy here. Xavier Howard. There's another misspell. He's probably gonna blanket him the whole game and try and shut him down, which he easily can do. But again, I got to mix this up, man. We can't be 3-0 or 0-3 together. So
right.
I'm going to say he gets there.
Right.
Maybe take away a couple of those targets because Howard's, blanketing him, but then maybe throwing a touchdown. It might make up the difference. So I think Keenan Allen can get there. I think that Herbert's been on fire lately. So we're just going to give it a buy. Fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Next week I'll try and make it a little bit saucier for us here.
No, that's good. I like it.
Weekly positional points. Week 11 positional points was wide receiver 1, running back 1, and it wasn't anywhere close. I don't believe. I didn't even take the time to look because I just slated Matt as the victor. 71.7. I think that's the highest points that we've had this year. So week 12, just a reminder, this is the last week. It is running back 2 and tight end. There is a post out there to post your running back 2 if you have not done so. And let's move into future forecast. It's now time for your future forecast. All right. We'll start off with the first match we got here. We got Tom versus David. This is dubbed by Joe Stevenson, Joey Drips. The third or turd match. Yeah, this one with the league standings as it is, Joe or Tom and I sit 3-4, and obviously if I beat him I will overtake him, plus I already have a tiebreaker on him, so I'll really put some distance there. But I'm gonna have to roll with Tom this week. I gave up on my superstition on picking myself or picking against myself because I'll win and blah blah blah. But I did pick myself last week and I won. So the only reason I'm picking Tom is he has some big boomer bust players, and I don't feel amazing about Freeman and but my running backs also have tough matchups. I like my running back core better than his running back core, but with the tough matchups, and then Tom being on the Joe Stevenson Hail Mary type of role with the Ravens, I think it'll be a close matchup, but I'll give a slight edge to Tom, thinking that his Hail Mary hits.
Okay. I'm riding with you this week. Tom, like we talked, he has been struggling to put up points, and not just because he missed putting in a quarterback. I mean, he's been really low the last 4 weeks.
Right.
It's not going to get much better with the Ravens playing against the Browns. I know like the Browns are kind of hit and miss sometimes, but they still got a good defense. And honestly, the only one you got to be really scared about there is Jackson. You know, I'm not worried about Freeman. Brown's only going to do what Jackson does. So you get, Garrett around the edge, you get some pressure there. It's not going to be easy for him. And then plus DK Metcalf, like I said earlier, he is imploding. He is literally trying to get himself out of Seattle so he doesn't have to play without Wilson. He's getting kicked out of games. He's not happy. He's having a OBJ meltdown. So get the hair color out. Maybe it's the hair color. I'm not sure, but Dave, you do need to get a tight end after Troutman's down for 4 to 6 weeks, and your running backs have some pretty tough matchups. You might need some Monday Night Magic from Lockett, but I think you got it this week.
All right. I did put Higbee in. I never dropped him. So
okay, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I did have Higbee there. Not that
there
I
you
feel
go.
like
Kept
the
him, yeah,
greatest,
kept him there.
Yeah, but he's there. So I picked Tom and Joe picked David there. Moving on to the next matchup, we have the Battle of the Guests, also dubbed by Joe very cleverly. Sean versus Marshall. Basically, I'm picking Sean for one reason, and Marshall has extremely tough matchups for his positions. Really, the only one that he has that's super advantageous against the defense is Noah Fant. And I just don't think that he's going to make up enough points. So, I mean, Sean does have some tough matchups himself, but not anywhere to the standard of Marshall. So I'll give the edge to Sean here.
Yeah. Sean, he's backed by the Comanche Storm, for Christ's sake. I mean, how can you go against this guy? He's got a whole community behind him. But if Sean beats Marshall this week, they'll make him mayor down there. They'll paint his ugly face on the fucking local water tower. But with that said, you both do have some bad matchups. And it was kind of hard to pick a winner here because you guys both suck and your projections suck. But I am going to stick with the hot hand. I'm taking Sean. I do like some of Sean's matchups a little bit better. Like you said, Marshall's got he's got some brutal ones this week. Not saying that they can't pop off, but I'm riding with Sean this week, man.
Yeah, he does have some tough ones here. Moving on to what I dubbed the Totem Bowl, the Battle of the Wood here. Joe versus Brandon. And I knew that you were going to pick yourself, Joe, because that pride, that ego, I got you. So I'm picking Brandon. I wanted to be the opposite.
Okay.
So Brandon, don't fuck this up. Don't fail me. All right. Let's go.
All right. And again, that's a good call, Dave, because I don't care what the numbers say. I didn't look at any analysis this week. I'm not even gonna look at the matchups. I don't even know who the hell my guys are playing. I haven't looked at any of them. I just know I picked up Tyrod Taylor because I needed a quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. Tyrod.
But I'm picking me to win because I have to win. This is for the wood. I mean, not technically yet, but it's damn close for the wood. So
it definitely sets up for it.
Yeah. Brandon's on a 4-game losing streak. So let's keep that going.
Ooh, I did not realize that. Ooh,
let's
Brandon,
keep that going.
Come on, boy.
Yeah.
I need you to pick it up. Oh shit. All right. Our next match is Matt versus Clint. And I'm gonna roll with Matt. Kind of the same reason you picked Sean taking the hot hand.
Yes.
I want Clint to win, to keep Matt away from me. It helps, give me some insurance, between us. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care who wins or loses this match because I'm not gonna catch Clint. So if he wins, it is what it is, insurance spot. But also at the same time, I feel like my team can be good enough to stay away from Matt at this point. But Clint has really easy matchups, but Matt has some really good matchups with Cam, Diggs, and Godwin. And like I said, Matt's team has been on a tear, and quite honestly, I don't think he stops here. So I will give this one to Matt.
Yeah, this was another tough one for me to pick too, because it is very close. Matt went out and snagged a hot Cam Newton, probably at the right time again, right after Tannehill struggled really bad last week. Taylor obviously is a monster. Patterson's coming back. But Clint's gotten huge weeks out of Debo, Swift, and Herbert. So, but he's got no Kelsey this week. That's been his mainstay, right? That's his vegetable. Unfortunately, though, that's going to be the difference this week, is what I think. I think without Kelsey, tight end, he's probably going to struggle a little bit. I thought maybe with Schultz he would be in an okay position, but I'm reading that Lamb is probably going to play along with Gallup, then Cedric Wilson. So it's not like they're going to be feeding Schultz either. So
Yeah, a lot of the pieces coming back.
yeah, I'm going to have Matt sneaking away with the dub this week, which is also just going to tighten things up again in second harvest. So
Right,
it's going to
yeah.
make it interesting. But like you said, you're kind of rooting for Clint, because it's the same mentality I've got with Kilo. Do I want to see anybody go undefeated? Hell no. But
Right.
listen, let Kilo smack everybody up. It helps me
Yeah,
out. You know what I
right.
meon? So just keep pushing everybody down,
Yeah,
Kilo.
once you get into the playoffs, it's anyone's game, new season. So
Yep.
yeah, Clint, if you could win, that would be great. But like I said, I'm taking a hot hand here. I'm gonna take the last place second harvest, beating the first place second harvest. So
All right.
next match is Mark versus JR. I really like JR's roster this week. He is taking a chance with Alex Collins and Ty Johnson in the RB spots, but I feel like his wide receivers are a complete lock all the time. I mean, his wide receivers, that was kind of the reason he won last week, right?
Yes.
You
Yep.
know, so between those three, because he does play Thielen in the flex, I think that it's going to give him solid points. The one thing I will say is Russ is in an easy matchup. He's playing the worst team when it comes to giving up quarterback fantasy points. But Russ is sus, man. On the
Yeah.
other side with Mark, I feel the same way about his team, the RBs and the wide receivers. I don't feel great about the running backs, but they should do fine. It's like I said, the same how I feel about JR's team. But his wide receivers should be okay. Not as good as JR's, but I think the difference here is Dak is going to pop off. And quite honestly, I think the Eagles defense has been coming up, and they will get him a good amount of points as well. So I'm going to pick Mark.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Eagles are playing the Giants, I think, this week. Yeah. Yep, they are. So I think JR's wide receivers, like we just said, they're going to get it done this week. They've been pretty solid for JR. That's a good little squad he's got there. And Russ has to get it going at some point. So why not against Washington? Like you said, they are the worst in the league. Mark can still come away with the win. Prescott has a monster, which I think he is going to turn that around from this little showing that we just had on Sunday. But I don't see that happening on a short week to where it's going to be enough to carry him. Cooper and Lamb, at the time when I wrote this, they were possibly out. I think Cooper is out and Lamb was possibly out. Lamb is possibly in, which will help Prescott. But the interesting thing here is I'm going to hang this win on JR, and I'm going to say, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think it's going to be because Carter's out, for the Jets.
Okay.
I think that him playing now, don't get me wrong, him playing Pollard could be huge if Zeke stays out, but they're already talking about Zeke possibly being a good to go.
Mhm.
So I think Carter, who's actually kind of been on somewhat of a hot streak. I mean, he's had a few, he had like a single last week because he got hurt, and he had a single 2 weeks ago, but he threw up a 32 in there. I think like a 20 something in there. I think Carter, it's gonna hurt his team. So I'm gonna stick with JR this week. I think JR is going to put a lock on that second place.
And if that is the case, man, he has Carter go out, and then JR plays the backup. Like,
yes,
oh,
yeah,
shit.
that stings, right?
Yeah. Moving on to the last matchup, it's Drake versus Kilo, and I do not have to explain at all. This is the top scoring team against the lowest scoring team. This is going to be a fucking blowout. I would not be surprised. 30, 40 points. Hell, it could be fucking 90 points and I wouldn't be surprised. Kilo's getting this one.
Yeah. And this fits Kilo's record, right? His points scored to points against.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's the lowest scoring team in the league with Drake. So it's bad. It's so bad. I don't even want to look at the final score of this one. Drake is DOK. He's not DOA. He's DOK. He is dead on kickoff. He could get lucky, but I highly doubt it. I'm preparing for another 130 plus out of Kilo and another game where someone doesn't score 100 against him. You know, it just, what did I put there? You had to edit that out. Taking the defeated Lions fan. I must have stopped typing. Oh, no, I am taking, yes, I am taking the defeated Lions fan. I did want to drop something in here earlier about Kilo must be like fucking not a doppelganger, but what's like your shadow twin or some shit, like Otherworld, because this motherfucker's undefeated.
That's a doppelganger.
Well, doppelganger is just someone you look like, but like he's undefeated and his fucking Lions are defeated. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about like
it's like his polar opposite
with Jet Li. Remember?
Maybe.
Do you remember when he was like, there was like 20 Jet Lis in like different universes?
Yeah, but yeah, something like that, like his alter, ego universe guy, right? I mean, it's just complete polar opposite. And if I was Kilo, I would just keep hoping the Lions just keep losing.
Hey man,
they lose, he wins.
They got a tie in there.
They do have a tie in there, and that was probably when Kilo, won by like 4 points when he scored, 105.
It was just enough. Like the tie was just enough.
The tie pushed. Yeah, just got him over the edge. But yeah, I am taking Kilo. This one could get ugly, man. Not to say someone couldn't get lucky. You've got Tom Brady.
Oh, someone can always get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've got Brady. You got, Najee. Gaskins had a good game. You got Gallup. I don't give a shit. I'm still sticking with the undefeated Kilo until he loses, so.
Right. All right. We'll move into the wheel to win. I still need to make a drop for this, man. Last week I had Jalen Hurts for 29.9, Austin Eckler for 41.5, Saquon Barkley for 11.6, Justin Jefferson for 37.2, Terry McLaurin for 21.3, and Cole Kmet for 2.2, but I had 143.7. And Joe had Josh Allen for 19.8, Jonathan Taylor for 53.4, Boston Scott for 3.8, Terry McLaurin for 21.3, CD Lamb concussion 4.4, and he did have Frisker go for 13.6, 116.3. That's pretty respectable, but all my guys popped off. So
yeah, pretty bad when Frisker outscores AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Thanks for catching those.
Yeah.
And like I said, I screwed up there. I didn't realize I don't keep track on Miles Sanders because I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I thought Jordan Howard would have been who you picked, but
I was on a toss up. Yeah, I was on a toss up between those two, and I thought, let's just roll the dice with Scott over Howard for once. Maybe they'll go the other way. And then it didn't matter which way. I think Sanders had 12, but like I said, Hurts took all the. This is the difference here too. You take away those rushing touchdowns from Hurts and give them to one of their running backs like Scott. We could be sitting a little bit closer, but yeah, it just it was what it was.
All right, let's go and I'm at here. What is going on? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. You see it?
Yeah.
Are you playing a game?
Some wheel sound effects, bro, for our intro.
All right. I got the bye players out of here. So
okay, nice.
We will start with me because
you're up. You're up.
Man, what's the record there? I think I was 4-3 last week. and you were
Yeah,
3-4.
yeah. I feel
believe
like you've
that.
won like 3 in a row.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just type in 5-3 and oops.
Yeah, because we started this a little late, didn't we? Yes, we did.
right, and 3-5, and I'll go back
Adjust
to
as needed.
confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put some question marks next to it. All right, start her up.
Just land on the Bears. Let's go. Let's go. Fire
I will
Nagy.
take the Packers.
Hey, there we go.
Against the Rams. I'll take the target machine. I will take Adams.
Devontae. Is Aaron Jones coming back this week or no? Not yet.
No, I think he'll be back after the bye.
Nice.
The Lions.
What the fuck?
After all that shit talking you did the kilo.
On Thanksgiving Day, they're playing what? The Bears?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Give me Swift.
The
Swift is
big
gonna
dub.
snap on these boys. No Khalil Mack. They got like his what is it? His little brother in there playing now.
Yeah.
see
it's,
that?
Jabril Mack.
Yeah.
The
About to get Mack
Texans?
trucked. Yeah. Philip Lindsay.
Wait, what?
He's a free agent dog.
Yeah, he's cut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Burkhead.
Okay. Yeah. He is the goal line rusher 1000%. Because our hometown boy can't do shit.
The Vikings. I feel like I know who you're gonna pick.
Oh yeah, baby. I mean, I got to take Jefferson.
Yeah.
I'd like to go with Cook,
Man.
but I think Jefferson's
got-
hot. You know
We
what I
got
mean?
another Adams and
Oh, Jefferson showdown. Yes. Okay. You know who this is?
the Jags. I'll take Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be. Or
Sorry,
you can take Dan
I had
Arnold.
our things flipped. So
Take Dan Arnold for.
I do like Dan Arnold, man.
He
He's
popped a
big
0 this
targets.
week.
I
Yep.
know, but big targets. The Bengals.
Jesus.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Give me. Oh
Chase.
man. Who are they playing? Hang on.
Oh my bad.
They're playing the Steelers.
Ooh. Could you hear that? That hurt.
Give me Mixon.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Up until this week, the Steelers were third against allowing passing touchdowns, but Herbert
Nice
threw
little
for
stat.
2.
Nice
So
little
yeah.
stat. The Bears.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take Cole Kmet again.
Okay. I like the Mooney
I
pick this
accidentally
week.
removed him. Hold on 1 second.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Yeah, I like the Mooney pick with as long as they play Cinnamon, you know.
Yeah.
He put up a good week last week. Either way, they're gonna be fired up to lose that game, so Nagy gets fired.
Yeah, I wanted
Should've
to
put-
give myself a better chance. I mean, the
Yeah,
Mooney was
yeah.
good, but you got the
I hear you.
Browns.
Oh, give me.
You
Oh,
got one
man.
wide receiver, you got
Yeah.
tight end and quarterback.
Who did I take for my running back?
You have Swift and Mixon.
Oh, I took Swift. Damn it. Give me Njoku here.
Okay, this one I would not blame you for any of them.
I know Hooper got some targets last week and some catches, but
He's still the guy.
yeah.
The Patriots. Man, this one's
The first place
it's
Patriots.
fucking trash. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
Daddy Mac.
All right. He was almost my my undrafted to booming player, you know, up on my
Not
meal.
fantasy wise though.
No, but yeah, that's why I didn't do it because his points weren't there fantasy wise.
Yeah.
But damn,
the Ravens.
Give me Jackson, I guess.
Well,
really don't
hopefully they're trash, like you said.
Yeah, I got a lot of Browns going against this isn't good. Browns and Ravens.
And I got the Raiders. I will take Renfro.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Double digits, baby. The white hype.
The white hype.
What do I got? Wide receiver left?
Yes, wide receiver left, sir.
All right.
Okay, you can have Mooney.
Oh, it is on the Bears. Jesus Christ. Yeah, give me Mooney.
All right, I like our squads here, man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not real thrilled, but it's okay. Mooney and Joku.
Well, that's why I like it, because yours isn't really that great. And
yeah, I've got a Bear versus
mine's
Lions. I got
not great either.
a Brown versus Ravens. I mean, I my shit's done in like 2 games.
Yeah, so we got give me 1 second here. We got David's team is Daddy Mac Jones, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro, Rex Burkhead, James Robinson, and Cole Clement. Joe is Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, Darnell Mooney, DeAndre Swift, Joe Mixon, and David Njoku.
Wow, this is team white hype right here.
Yeah.
Komet, Burkhead, Renfro, Mac Jones. What? Dang.
Yeah. Yep.
Diversified over there.
Yep. You're 3 and 3. Oh wait, no.
3 and 5,
Swift.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. This was a good session. I really enjoyed the Thanksgiving stuff.
Oh, it was a blast, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys like that.
Yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed that. And actually, it was funny. Like, I was so hyped about it, and then we did it while we're doing this podcast. Like, I was thinking, man, what are we gonna do for Christmas?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So,
we're gonna be opening up fantasy presents, baby.
Right. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. You got anything else, Joe? I don't really have anything.
I do have something else.
Okay.
I do have something else. This is breaking news. Brandon Marner. Oh, by the way, he has been found. He didn't jump off the bridge. He would like to join and be on next week's podcast.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's what's up.
Love it.
I've been wanting Brandon on this thing for a minute.
Yeah. I'm so hyped to have Brandon on here.
Disrespect to everyone else, but man, I'm telling you, the Varner bros, cousins.
Yeah.
Man, they're so good at the shit talking.
Yeah, he's gonna come correct. This is gonna be good. I like it.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Let's go.
That's probably the best thing we could end on, man. I'm
excited about that. Yeah, I gotta type back to him right now for sure.
Right. Yeah, hopefully nothing falls through, man. We gotta schedule that good, because that's gonna be a good one. Hell yeah. I want everyone on this thing. I mean, that reaction is very genuine. I get super hyped when people are going to be on here. Not that I don't like.
Yeah, we have said Joe, Brandon for a long time. We definitely wanted Brandon. Mr.
I don't listen to this podcast.
Yep, I don't listen. You guys just suck each other up.
Me.
But he's all about it this week. Show. Yeah, or this year he's about it, and we appreciate him being about it. And I appreciate him listening. So I can't wait to get him on. That's going to be amazing.
Man, it's going to be great. We got to come up with some good shit, Joe.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And then one more thing, just for ending remarks too. Again, we'll try and, throw up some random podcast, fellas. I think Dave and I tuned in. What was that? Sunday.
Oh, you mean
just during Zoom meetings. Yeah, Zoom. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not podcast. Yeah, Zoom meetings. I apologize.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I can't remember what we tuned in on. It was Sunday night.
We did Thursday and we did Sunday.
Yes. Yep. So again, you guys see the link up there. Stop in and BS, man. I think we stuck around for a half. We did the first half that night, or that game. Yeah. So
that's usually about what it has been, because we've done like 4 or 5, and I need to pull some stuff from those. There's some funny conversations on those.
Oh, for sure.
I just haven't had time to actually go through them or whatever, so I need to do that. Especially Sean. Sean says some funny ass shit.
Yeah, but, you guys see the link? Come on in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Sure. Yeah,
it is. Go take a shit in the bathroom if you got to get away from the kids. I don't mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, actually, let me wait. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all right, boys. That's all I got. I'm super hyped about Brandon,
too.
bro.
Me too. I'm trying to type.
Oh shit. All right, yeah. For Tacos Truck Week 12, I'm your commissioner and host, David Molly.
Yep, co-host Joey Grip, baby. We gotta get some
boys.
sign outs too.
Yeah.
We gotta get some sign outs.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right,
All
boys.
right.
Have a good one.
Peace.